Hi guys, this is Karan Shah from Lawman Page 3 CineBlitz, and I have Bhumi and Sushant with me here today. Their film Sonchiriya is coming out, so let's have a chat with them. The film looks fantastic.
Thank you.
Tell me, what about the film did you guys like so much that you came on board for it?
Right. On script also sounded fantastic, just like you said. The trailer looks good, just like that. Of course, the names also, it's just not about the names, but the body of work behind those names. So you see Abhishek, Chaubey directing it, you see Ronnie producing it, you see Rajput Bhumi, Ashutosh, and these are brilliant actors. And if they have read the script and they've said yes to this script, the script must be good. Now this is to start with, and then I read the script and it sounds fantastic.
Bhumi, what about you?
Well, for me, Chaubey was always on my bucket list. I have been a big fan of the kind of work he does. So on my first narration, all I knew was that Sushant is a part of it, and Chaubey was narrating it, and so of course he was directing it. And I was on board because the film is very entertaining. It's an action revenge drama, and it really tells you what the consequence of revenge can be. Chaubey is a very quirky filmmaker, but he picks up these humane stories and these stories that are supposed to be told. What was the most interesting about Sonchiriya to me was all our characters. Like, it's a beautiful ensemble cast, and every character has such a distinct journey. They're trying to, what do I say? I'm trying to really keep it, not trying to not give out much, but they're really trying to find their freedom, and it really is it really shows you what's happening in our country in a very humane way.
You spoke about relevance. I was actually going to ask you, do you guys think your characters will connect with the youth of India?
Well, if it is connected with me,
Correct.
then it should connect with people who, find these things relevant. And what we're talking about is not introducing new concepts or new ideas. It's about the same old ways of not coming together. We differentiate between each other, and it could be anything, right from I having a better bag to I, being of different caste. But when we generally stories, we try to remake it or make it in a better way, but it's fantastical mostly. In future, we need to give advices that this should be done. It is again, say, fantastical. But in the present, if we tell stories about the past, which has happened in a way, so it's just not entertaining film, it's very crucial. Also in the film, if there are many, many different defined characters and the conflicts are different, but they're in the same story, so it makes the story very interesting. So if it's a good story and it's an entertaining story, I think I should do it. And that's why I did it.
And also I feel the youth of our country forms the future, So Sonchiriya is a very good way of showing people that, in the last 40 years, this is how far we've come, The film speaks about it speaks about the underlying problems of our society that still exist, right? As I said earlier. It's commenting on caste, it's commenting on the situation and the status of a woman even till date. And we're not speaking of the privileged classes. So if you speak of a connect with the youth, I feel the youth in our country right now, at present, is the most awakened. Be it politically or socially. So if you present to them a film that speaks about what's going on in their country, but in an entertaining, quirky, action-packed way, there's no way they will not connect with it. Chaubey is known for doing this.
So you guys got into the character very well. You guys look rustic. We've heard that you guys were told to speak in the dialect even on the sets, and you guys couldn't do laundry and all that. How was the prep? What oil did you guys do?
Prep.
See, when we say yes to a film, of course we are excited. So that's the starting point. We are excited, and we have ample of time. So 2, 3, 4 months of preparation days, and then shoot, and then till now. So we make sure that the excitement continues, and the way excitement continues is to do what you don't know doing. So we tried understanding the character better, we tried understanding the crew better so that we can work together efficiently. We also tried understanding ourselves better while we were doing it, because there were many things that I thought I would never do or I could not do. I ended up doing it. I don't know whether right or wrong, you will decide, but yes, of course. the whole thing of having the courage for going for it and getting it done. I think it's 90% of things that I should be doing mostly.
Well, Chaubey had categorically told us before we started the film that, to truly make this movie the way he envisioned it, we had to be emotionally, physically and mentally, we had to really prep ourselves, and I think that's what we've done. The language obviously is a very big character of the film. Yeah. He wanted to be as true to the area and as true to the environment as possible. So we did learn Bundelkhandi, and it was we became so fluent in it eventually that I think he kept saying that let's tone it down a little. let's still stick to a little Hindi. But not just us, even the crew started picking up the language, and we all, as you said, were only conversing in the language. And we had this amazing teacher. His name is Ram Divakar. He's playing a very important part in our film as well, and he's a very dear friend. Sure. And he did a brilliant job at making sure that we got the dialect. And I think apart from that, physically, we both also, like I must say, Sushant, everybody knows that he's this extremely fit guy, right? Yeah. But for this film, he did put on a little. Am I allowed to give him those?
Well, we tried things that we never tried before. Let's just say that. And according to us, we could be biased, but according to us, everything has come together very efficiently. Also, just like Bhumi said, that the language is also important because our co-actor teaching us how to talk, and then you have a camaraderie, and it's just not one thing. We would speak to Manoj sir and we would get something else, or he would just make something for us. He would cook great food for all of us, and that was so sweet. So it's all about it. Even the story. When we talk about conflicts and this and that, the whole point is that if the story somehow brings us together or has the intention of getting people together, it is just not an entertaining. It should just not be an entertaining film, but a very crucial film. That's what I think.
So Abhishek Chaubey had met a lot of refugee dacoits. Did you guys get a chance to do that for the prep?
Absolutely, I think it was required. Yeah. Bhumi, why don't you?
In fact, in our film, you will also. In fact, in our film, there are also a few ex-dacoits, who've obviously gone through their rehabilitation and have gone through their sentence, etc., and are living. I don't know. They're just living a different life now, and they are a part of our film as well. And the beauty of this is that Sushant and I went to Chambal a few days earlier, and we really lived the life. I remember I would be walking with my whatever essentials my character needed. I would see Sushant kahin dur ek teele se dusre teele pe bhagte ja raha hai. I was like, this guy can run, and your physical fitness level for this film had to be so high. I remember there's this one shot in the film, and it's actually one of my most favorites, where Sushant कितने मिनट का था यार, वो 2.5-3 मिनट का, जो एक पूरा action sequence where you're doing this, and it's one shot, and I was like, I don't know how is this boy going to do it, and he's literally going from one terrace to the other, doing some somersault, running what kind of a gap was it, maybe 12 feet, and he's done all of those things, and then he comes down, and I was shocked. I said he was like a little ninja monkey, So, we were both really prepped ourselves. We really had to become adept to the environment over there, because it's not the easiest place to shoot in. True. Most of the roads were made, and the roads would keep shifting because, the wind current would be so much. Yeah. Some locations were about 10-15 minutes into the ravines. So we all would have to walk. Us is okay, but imagine the lightmen, the cameras, the lights going in, and it was a lot of hard work, but we had such a baller time shooting in Chambal.
This is the most crucial thing.
Yeah.
Because every time I would see we can go on and on about each other, because that's true. Yeah. The kind of work that we did for this film, which was also required of actors. But the best thing about this thing that we are sharing with you is that so many things that we didn't know, which we were trying to do, and in terms of preparation, nobody was any tad bit less excited.
Yeah.
We were doing all these things, but we wanted to do all these things. Not just because when you see it, you like it. Of course, that goes without saying. But also, we like it when we are just not doing it, but just preparing for it. Yeah. So it started from there. So I think that would translate on screen, I guess.
And we were literally like one big happy family. Again, I keep saying this. everywhere, because this is not a regular shoot location. This is not a regular film only to begin with. And they were like, it's a huge cast, and the kind of conditions we were shooting in, by now we should have actually stabbed each other, but the kind of love and the amount of fun we've had on this film, we were constantly like, trying to keep the atmosphere light. There was, even though it's like an intense, film, but it's just like, I think we all got so interdependent on each other by the end of the film. We were literally one unit, and I think till date we are all very protective of each other.
Absolutely.
It's just an experience that can't be like,
That's what happens working with people who know what they're supposed to do. While we do what we have to do, most of the learning is subliminal. We see and we learn. So what we end up doing with the free time together is to pay attention, is to talk, have fun, because every other thing has been taken care of, which I think most of the time happening on this film. It's great.
You guys were talking about fitness. How, we've seen both of you share a lot of fitness videos on your Instagram pages. How important do you think is fitness and health?
For me, honestly, my journey has been very different, right? So for me, fitness is actually just a state of mind. Like, there are times when I don't, and I feel like my health and my body or whatever, I don't know where I want to get with it, but I'm just working hard, and I'm working hard every day, and it's just a part of my lifestyle. Like, if I don't go to the gym or I don't work out, if I don't run, I'm cranky, I'm irritable, and for me, it's meditation.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's the only important thing because no matter how it is viewed in terms of career and everything else and the busyness of our life, I think I can tell you because of my experience. Everything remains the same. I skip my breakfast and I don't feel right. So it doesn't matter what I accumulate in my life if I am not fit or healthy. So I think it all starts from there because it defines all my happiness and my sadness and my boredom. You know what I'm saying? So the most important thing, yes.
After playing such characters, how do you guys unwind from them?
By chilling. Actually, let me just say, by staring into space with Sushant's telescope. So this was the best thing every night. This was the best thing that happened to us while shooting, because he has this massive telescope, and again, I think because of me, people are going to know a lot about his love for space. So we would just come back and just stare into infinity, look at
we would just,
planets and
we would
stars.
Come back all dusty and everything, and Bhumi would say, I'll take 1 hour and then back, and then we would just do our work, come back. It was such a great spending of time because we would just talk about these things that people.
It was amazing, and that really kept us sane. And I think the kind of energy we got just looking at these things that you can't even. There's no translation. You feel so small.
Yeah, you're humble for sure.
So I think that really kept us sane.
Hi everyone, this is Sushant Singh Rajput.
This is Bhumi Pednekar, and you're watching us on CineBlitz.
Yes, and if you like this video, which you will end up, please subscribe and like this video.